Greetings and welcome, my friends. This is Tater Tots. No, wait, it's Tot Way, the way of the tot. We're kicking things off with a Shuffler special that has a very interesting mix of cards. We have a Beanstalk and an Overlord along with 3 sweepers. That's half of the ones we have in the deck. Keep. With a Surveil land and a Beanstalk, we can risk taking this hand. Our Surveil land shows us a 3rd land on top. It couldn't have gone better for us. Let's play out the Beanstalk before playing out a land. And we draw into a forest. We've gotten the draws we've needed. They play out a Forge. It's a threat, but we have Brotherhood's End to clear it out. The question is, take out their Forge, or go ahead and develop our board. The Forge by itself will take 6 turns before it becomes lethal. That's a lot of time. Our deck can be lethal before then if we play our cards right. And we can always play out a Brotherhood's End well before their Forge tokens get to be too much of a threat. Let's go ahead and play out our Overlord. We'll work on our board and pop their Forge later. They drop a War Leader's Call, which ups the amount of damage we'll take from their Forge tokens. Clearing out the Forge has suddenly become a higher priority. They get a second Forge, but once again we have a second Brotherhood's End at the ready. We'll use our Spite on their token to prevent as much damage as possible. And we'll go ahead and ship the Invasion on down to draw another card. It's very possible they won't have that many men anyways. We draw a Surprise, and we have a pair of men we can use to drop on board when the time is right. We draw a Calamity, and we'll be able to drop in our men during their turn, and surprise them before we take down their life total. They play out a Caretaker's Talent to make a copy of their Forge token. It's a good plan, but their plan is slower than ours. Oopsie poopsie, bro. You made your combo into a bombo. They swing in, but now is when we'll fire off our surprise. We'll drop in our Brawler and the Terror. Calamity will follow on our turn, and we'll close out the game with big damages. These are more damages than little Tater Tot has seen in their life. GG's, extra cheese. This is Father Nelson. He's already praying hard. Let's see if that helps him. We get a 3-lander that is loaded with our top-end cards. A Beanstalk is our only early play. Sometimes you gotta take a chance. Keep your pants on. We draw into a Brotherhood's End, which is great insurance against any early men they might have. We'll play out the Beanstalk. More lands would be great, and we get a Surveil land, which will be useful. They play out a Cavern of Souls and name Avatar. So this is kind of like a mirror match then. Our surveil land shows us an invasion on top. We're still not quite sure what they're up to, so we'll keep it in case they are playing small men. They hit us with a lightning strike, which feels like they're throwing out a card. They play out a Magda, and they play out a land to trigger Magda and get a treasure. They should have saved their lightning strike for after they had Magda down. That's a trigger they missed out on. I like having Magda dragons after our life total as much as you do, my friends. So we're ending Magda's Brotherhood. Pack up your pants and get out of town. They get a plunderer down, which could help us, but it'll also be making treasure tokens for them, and they've shown us they're stuck on 3 lands. Let's make sure they don't get more treasures. Fire in the hole. They get a beanstalk of their own, and that seems to have gotten them a fountain port. We'll snipe their beanstalk. We want to be the only ones who have it. Let's make it as tough on them as we can. They snipe our beanstalk. Fair is fair. They play out a red Overlord, and we take the 4 damages. The pain is being ramped up. We get a Brawler, and this turn we'll go ahead and plot it out. All we need is 1 more land to be able to play Calamity. And if we draw it on our next turn, we can smash in for big damages. Their big play is to make some sushi. Is it tasty, bro? Should we eat it? In most decks, being stuck on 5 mana is usually not much of a problem, but here it's an issue we need to climb out of. Let's snipe their fish and we can send a card on down to get a draw. Maybe we'll hit a land. That is hilarious. Thanks, Shuffler. You're on my shark mass list. They join the 5 land club, but it's not a very special place to be. Here's your membership card, bro. We draw one of our overlords, and the question is, play him out at full price or pay only 3 and leave up mana for our spite? Either way is great, but I think at this point in the game I do like having the body. They respond by making more sushi. Solid plan, bro. I like it. They drop a hammer down on our Overlord and he's going to an early grave. We figured they were loaded with countermeasures for our men. This is no surprise at all. All right. They have only 3 mana up and we might have caught them with their pants down. Let's land our brawler that's been in suspended animation, and now we'll fire off our surprise and get our other brawler and Calamity down. The small brawler will ride Calamity to victory. Let's get in there for monster hits. Damages, bro. Damages. Also GG's, extra cheese. They know the hammer is falling and give us the GG. This is Chatty Cathy. She's already telling me about what she has to do to her hair to make it look like that. We get a 3-lander with a removal and an Overlord for ramp. We also have a brawler and a sweeper in case we need it. This is all right. Keep your pants on. Chatty Cathy is on Jeskai, but I won't be surprised if she pulls all 5 colors out of her pants. We'll play out the Backwoods. That'll give us double green for our Overlord on our next turn. Set up those future plays, my friends. Cathy goes full Metal Forge on us. It's an alright card, but as we've said before, it is a bit slow at first, but it will ramp up damage once the token starts hitting for 4. We'll land our Overlord as planned, and we'll be able to smash their forge with Kogla and Yidaro. All we need is a little bit of time. I almost spit out my coffee. That's a synthesizer. Cathy threw down a synthesizer on us. Whatever she had on top was good enough to keep. When they get a synthesizer down on you, take note of stuff like that. We draw another land, which is fine. We'll be able to throw down Calamity with what we have now. This turn is all about sniping their synthesizer. It'll delay any robot overlords they might have been able to get, and any time that we can buy for ourselves will help our cause. Cathy rains down another synthesizer. There is no holding back. Plot lets us avoid any sweepers they might have, or any artifact removals. We could have sniped their synthesizer again, but that won't advance our game plan, and they'll still have those forge tokens being pooped out. We gotta try to hit them with Calamity on our next turn. Cathy even plays out a helm. That's all the goodies. The only thing left is a synthesizer token copy with a 3 steps ahead. Let's snipe their forge token and see if we can get a Brotherhood's end. That would wipe the smile off her face, but we get a land instead. That's fine. The plan is to get Calamity down after our brawler. Saddle up. Let's ride. Their robot overlord probably squeezed out a metal brick when it saw our men rumbling in. This horse can bring some pain. GG's Chatty Cathy. This is Daisy Dukes. No, wait, it's Daisy Yuki, straight out of 1983. Pants, not shorts, bro. This is a very sketchy shuffler special we have here. We've got one play and a ton of our top end. We'll need one more green to drop our Overlord. Keep your hopes up. We luck out and draw a Beanstalk. With any luck, it'll get us a land that can provide us green mana. Well, alright, sometimes that happens. Angels, is that what they are? Let's smack their chicken out of the sky with our spite. We'll go ahead and ship a card in hopes of finding more lands. We get a second Beanstalk, which is another draw at least. Taking a mull was probably the way to go, but it's too late to scry over spilled mana. They play out a toilet with legs. You don't have to go to the bathroom, the toilet comes to you. The shuffler thinks we're mono red with only a hint of green. When we go down because of the shuffler. The angels are starting to flow, but the toilet is the biggest problem at the moment. Our sweepers can't take it out, and its ward protects it from being sniped by Kogla and Yidaro. We get a second green mana, but it enters tapped. We might be done this game. It's an angel parade, and it's a good thing they brought their porta potty, in case you gotta go, or do the do. No way, that's our 6th land. We've got 6 whole mana now. I'm absolutely shocked. We're not doing anything this turn. We'll be surprising them when they swing in. It's GG's, but they don't even know it yet. The angel train keeps chugging along. And they send their chickens and the porta potty. It's time for a surprise. A big surprise. A big beefy 7/7 would look good alongside our Calamity, but the Terror would do a fantastic job blocking as well as when we unload on their face on our attack. We ate their team like it was a light snack. All that's left is to pile up damages on our turn. Daisy Dukes runs out of here before we shower them with terrors. The smash hits were coming. GG's extra cheese. This is Rev Ann Reborn. Reborn? When did you die, bro? We get a 4-lander with a Beanstalk and part of our kill combo. We can't say no to this. Keep. They plant the green ley line, so they're on 5-color magical goodness. That's not easy to pull off. We get our Beanstalk down on schedule. All we need is a bit of time and a Calamity. Our Surveil land shows us a Brawler. A Brawler will be fine as well alongside a Terror. We'll plot the Brawler this turn, and we'll be ready when it's time to strike. They get another ley line down, and that fixes all their mana. It's a lot of time spent on setup, but they've got nothing towards winning the game. I think we snipe one of their ley lines. We can't let them cruise through whatever it is their deck does. All right, Brawler, get in there, bro. Let's see what they got. They get an Enduring Courage, which seems kind of odd to me. 5 color, but then they went with giving their men haste? It's time to play out the terror, and we'll get it at double its usual size. A terror indeed. Let's get in there for damages. They ruin our plans for big hits with a sweeper. That's too bad. And unfortunately, we don't have more men in hand. Another beanstalk might get us something, but first let's clear out the land we have on top of our library with the passage. Well, we're loaded with defensive measures so we can slap down the men they play out. Did they think things through? They could have hit us with their Sunfall token first, but now it's gone forever. Oopsie poopsie, bro. Well, that's an awesome draw. It's triple card draw for 4 mana in Gruul colors. Let's get our beanstalks back and draw 3 cards. It's one of the best magic tricks. We could play out one of our big men, but let's hold off for now. We're not quite ready to crush some skulls. I was thinking we could snipe their Enduring Courage. That's an enchantment. But let's snipe the one they just played instead. Then we can ship the land on down and get a draw. We don't really have any good plays, so we'll hold off once again. The unfortunate part is that Calamity only makes token copies of non-legendary men. Revan goes for a power play by making a bunch of copies of their Enduring Courage and our Beanstalk, but we've got a response to that. And with that, we draw into our Combotron. Enjoy your Beanstalks, bro. All right, it's time for the pain portion of this program. Let's unload our big men and smash in for big damages. It's more damages than their head can handle. G's. Extra cheese. This is Joe Weasel. Don't try to weasel your way out of this one, bro. We know you. We get a very tempting shuffler special. We've got double Beanstalk, and that's another 2 draws, and we're only 1 green away from playing out our Overlord. The sweeper is early insurance so long as we get at least 1 more land. Keep, our Surveil land, shows us an invasion on top, but it's a 3rd and 4th land we need. Let's slide this one on over. Swipe left, boys. They play out an elf, so they might be on the Mighty Elf deck, or it could be only ramp for bigger stuff. We draw a 3rd Beanstalk, so let's play it out, and we draw a Brotherhood's End. The risk was always that we'd end up stuck on 2 lands. No use scrying over spilled mana. They play out a Shrieker, so they're not on an elf. If that Shrieker gets going, we might have a problem. We draw a forest, and suddenly, we're looking a lot better. Let's Brotherhood's End away all our problems, and we can look forward to setting up our board on our next turn. We get a 4th land, but before we pop it, let's go ahead and draw with a 2nd Beanstalk. We get a Terror, and now all we need is a bit of time to start landing our big boys. Let's crack our passage, and then we'll play out our 3rd Beanstalk. Triple hand acceleration, this game will let us pop off for sure. That triple card draw is pretty sweet. We'll be able to start dropping bombs and drawing even more cards. They fetch out an Atraxa at the end of our turn, but they're missing 2 colors. Oopsie poopsie, bro. How are you playing that? Oh, I see. That's how they're getting it in play. Too bad for them, we've got a Spite that's ready and willing to be fired off. Yup, we saw that coming, and now we'll toast their critter at our first opportunity. Get gone, girl. Wear some pants next time. The tip of the spear is one of our brawlers. He'll be at the head of the parade of pain. They search out another cheater beast but don't have the mana to play it out. Instead, they get another artifact down. With 3 of those, they can play out Atraxa without having to use a cheater. What a cheater. The question is, which one of our big men do we want to land next? The Terror, or do we want another brawler to make some freakishly large men? Let's go with another brawler. Our Beanstalk draws get us a surprise and a Calamity. That'll be the icing on the cake. A cake of pain. And we're gonna make them take a big old bite. All right, bro. This could very well be your last turn on the big show. Better make it good. There's their cheater beast, and the tap will come along any moment now. And there it is. And now we'll strike. They had a charm at the ready, and their cheater will survive, and they took out our brawler. Looks like we'll get to smash them with an Atraxa on their side of the board. And this concludes the opponent's portion of the big show. It's time to land our killer men and send them packing. We'll saddle Calamity with the Terror and send in the team. Damages, bro, damages. Also GG's, extra cheese. And that, my friends, is another satisfied customer.